Hey.
All right. Positive energy today and real conversation.
It's rainy outside, but
It's not raining though. It's like drizzling.
It's like
But it's
nasty.
still just ugly, yeah.
Like
Puddles everywhere.
Like we got beat faces over here, and then
Right.
like you feel the mist
in your shit.
You're like, what's going on?
right.
Yeah.
We could wake up with coal in our eye. We still ready to go any day. What's up? We got a guest today.
Woohoo.
Hey, introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Swan.
Hey,
I represent Push Talent and things of that nature.
everything pushed.
Yeah, that's it.
Talk about push, brother. Talk about push.
Oh well, it's like management, production,
Okay.
and like artist development company.
Okay.
Okay, shit, dope. What artists is you working with right now?
Right
currently?
now, I'm working with TWO. I'm working with Papa Don. I'm working with Neef Bucks from Harlem.
Okay. Shout out to Harlem.
Shout out to
We got some good drinks coming from Harlem soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
Ready.
Sounds good.
I
Delivery,
love the
look-
pop-ups.
The deliveries is the best thing, I'll tell you.
Deliveries are good.
So how was it working with some of the like, because they obviously all different personalities. Like,
Yeah.
like I know you working with like a bunch of different personalities on top of your personality. You know what I'm saying? So how was it working with them though?
Exciting to say the least. But,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a positive thing.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it's all good. Like, it's, like creativity and it's a lot of good energy and motion.
Okay. How do you go about picking your artists? What do you look for specifically? Are you open to any and everybody, or you have your specific style?
She's trying to be an artist, that's why.
I ain't know. Not over here. Y'all don't want to hear me sing or rap.
Actually, it comes different ways, comes different ways. It depends on how I bump into the talent,
Right.
but a lot of the talent that I'm working with is from my area. Neef Bucks from Harlem.
Harlem, yeah.
I met through my nephew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. He passed away, but I met him through my nephew, and we built a relationship.
Okay.
And he's been doing a lot of his own thing, but we just kind of consolidated forces, and we were able to make a lot of power moves happen.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
All right, and he's really dope, and they got a lot of dope music in Harlem right now. Like they got dope energy in
A lot
Harlem
of
right now.
things
It's different
coming out
energy,
of
different
Harlem.
energy.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, okay, Harlem. Shout out to
Harlem.
Harlem.
I said Harlem.
What's your favorite thing about artist development? Before anything, like that's what I studied, like artist development. And a lot of people don't understand that that's a big thing when it comes to like performing or just knowing how to talk to people. So what's your favorite part about the, I guess, the goals of what people have for their career?
Seeing them come forth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing the steps and like seeing, them come from like not mediocre at all, but just seeing them come from the
Seeing them
ground.
make
Starting
from the
point.
ground, from the
and,
bottom.
and getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? And getting it and understanding and elevating.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I had the same kind of experience. I did a artist development tour, and you start to see how people, honestly, like you said, like start taking things serious and seeing their plan go forth. So I really like asking people like you that are in the industry their favorite thing about artists in general, because you just deal with so many personalities. You deal with how the artists want things to be done. I'm guessing. So the shout outs, it's harder than people
Than what
may
it
think.
seems.
Yeah, it's
I'm
very
sure it's
hard.
pretty hectic, right?
Yeah, of course.
pretty hectic.
Especially in the beginning stages.
Right.
The early
Right.
stages, right?
What would you say, speaking of the beginning stage, what do you think is your biggest obstacle? What has been your biggest obstacle in
What everybody's biggest obstacle is money.
Yeah.
money? Okay.
Money.
That's
Just say money.
that's
Just say money.
Budgeting.
Fuck it. Money.
Right, right,
Budget
right.
and everything.
No, just because in the beginning, like a lot of artists, probably necessarily ain't got none.
Shit, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
It's hard to even push them.
Like, so how are you? You know, it's hard to
Exactly.
stay focused in life. Or it's hard to stay focused on something as grueling as a music career if you ain't got
the
no
money's
money.
not coming in.
Right.
Okay.
That's a fact. Let's talk about the music today. Like I don't know if y'all seen it on Instagram. Like you see this bromance that's going on with 6ix9ine and Casanova.
Casanova.
I heard that they had
like best
squashed their
friends.
beef.
Like they like best friends on like
Okay.
Instagram and shit. What you think about shit like that? Like the industry going where it's like you can have beef one day and then it's like
And you rock
we
the
just
next.
gonna squash it. But
I'm gonna look that up.
I saw it, but I didn't really read into it.
But I'm saying,
I
like,
was
what do you
just
think
like,
about
okay.
like that? Like squashing beef before it even like got to even like got
Anything crazy?
anything crazy for us? Like I'm saying diss tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from the era with like diss tracks.
Right.
Like I want to see diss tracks.
But
I
do
wanna
we
hear
think
diss
that's
tracks.
necessary for your career?
Yeah, I think hell yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Do you think
What
it
you
makes
think,
or
man? What you
breaks a
think?
career?
What you think, man?
I think, I think it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if it's hip hop, and like if it's hip hop, ain't nothing wrong with it, because take it back to KRS-One and MC Shan. Like they had a beef. And I'm not saying that they beef was fake by no means or anything like that, but the beef stayed within the realms of hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
6ix9ine, Casanova, with some words thrown back and forth in hip hop. It was probably a record made, maybe it wasn't.
Okay.
I ain't hear anything.
There was some posts made. Well, nowadays posts,
I see more Instagram, like it was more social media.
That's a
beef.
part of hip. That's
Yeah.
a part of it now.
Yeah.
Like that's a element that you gotta add in now. Like two things, because social media is big. Like social media, you can get a deal behind social
By
media.
just social media. That's
so
how
that's
much of an
a
impact.
part of it. Like so, you can't exclude that part. So.
So was the fact that Drake kind of was on some Free Meek during his concert, was that considered the end of their rap beef?
I don't know.
Was
I
that
think
like
so.
the white flag? Was that like
I don't think it was a
considered-
white flag. I think it was more so it's like, all right, the niggas
Or
in
do you
jail.
just
Like, you know, it's a
thinking-
bad situation. Let me just like
It was
say
just out of real sympathy.
Don't get me
I think
started
it was
with
more
Meek.
this.
I mean, the
Why
time
you
was
wow.
up.
Why you?
I said don't get me started with Meek, because you can't talk about Meek in front of me. Like
Okay, why not?
I love Meek.
Okay.
I love Meek.
All right.
So what do you think about Drake and Meek's beef?
I mean, people always be like, "Oh, Drake."
That was overrated.
Listen, first of all,
most
everyone
part.
keeps saying Drake won that. Drake won that. I don't.
He did.
That was like
You
what,
can love
2
it.
years
You can
ago,
love
3
it. Let
years
me
ago.
tell
You
y'all
want-
something.
It was
That was like
3
2-3 years ago.
Y'all just brought
You
Meek
can-
and Drake
you
up.
can
All right, hold
Up
on. You
and
know what? If
down,
you look at it, but look at it like this though. It happened what 2-3 years ago,
Happened
right?
about I think 3 years ago.
Who really won? Exactly. Like
All right.
you define numbers on a long.
I was just
later
talking
on.
about the beef situation. Was that considered the end of their beef? Like, is that?
I think some artists need beef. I think they need beef. I think you need to have beef
it
with somebody.
Works.
It
Like,
works.
It makes noise.
But it doesn't make or break a career.
I think-
There's people who have had successful careers without having to have a beef.
My thing is
right?
that you should have beef, and it should be ongoing beef. Like, because that's how you keep your name out there.
Wait, I had to finish. Hold on.
Okay,
sorry.
she didn't finish her point about
Because
me.
she
Go
loved
ahead.
Meek and,
Okay,
and
so
she
I
think
feel
Meek
like this,
coming through the door.
I feel like no. I feel this is how I feel.
What would you do if
about
you
the
did,
Drake?
though?
Let her finish her point.
Don't get me excited. But anyway, I feel like Meek at the end of the day, like he was this point period was the number one like actual most consistent rapper. You know what I'm saying? He had Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Like this is stuff that Drake. What? Listen to what I'm saying.
I want her to
Listen to what I'm
finish
saying.
her
I'm
point.
talking about like trap street rappers because what are we listening to? We're not listening. I'm like I tell you every show. I'm from Baltimore. I'm not bumping Drake all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm bumping Meek. I'm bumping Jeezy, Gotti. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
most consistent wise
album was fire.
is Meek Mill. And when he got Nicki, it just feel like people like, oh, they they're not together, but that's what Drake always wanted to be with her. So even though his interview, he had an interview and he said he was on drugs and stuff like that, but I'm just saying like
We all on drugs.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself.
I'm just saying, like,
Allegedly.
Alcohol is as far as I go.
Thank you, girl. See?
But anyway, continue.
Shout out to church tomorrow.
Right.
But no, I mean, maybe I'm kind of biased because he's, from Philly and he rides bikes in Baltimore, like stuff like that. But I feel like a overall L. Okay, yeah, the freestyle, that he had, it was a club banger that 17 people wrote for him. But
why you gotta mention like 17 people?
I'm just saying, and I like Drake. But I'm saying, as far as people saying he took mad L's, no, I don't believe that.
So you feel like Drake is like.
Drake is good in his own lane, and Meek is good in his lane. We need both.
Go ahead, man.
Meek is gang. I love Meek.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Meek.
Right.
I like Drake. You know
can
what I'm
like
saying?
both and whatever they're doing.
You like both because it's two different. It's two different elements.
In the beef, you know what I'm saying? Like when you come, if there's a war, you gonna strap up. You gonna strap up. You get your people. You get your people. Boy got his people, and they came through, and they did what they did. And Meek didn't come with enough in that battle, and it was what it was.
You know what it was?
Solid enough.
And this is going. I hate talking about like 2 years beef, but like only beef I really like talking about was like Jay-Z and Nas. That's the real shit I like talking about. But with that, I feel like you have two guys who's like at the highest, had the peaks in their career, and then like, oh well, I found out that this person is writing for this person. Like that's happening all the time in music, right or wrong. Like as an artist, in artist development. Artists are being written for all the time.
All the time. This has been happening for a long time.
So, like, for my thing, like, for Meek to have mentioned it, like, dude, like, we already know, like, but you just...
that wasn't cool, but, it is what it is now. Yeah. It wasn't cool.
Beyonce gets songs written for her. So what? Who cares? Like,
shout out to
that's
Beyonce.
Just the industry. You know what I'm saying? That's the industry. You're putting something out there that ain't nothing new. Okay.
Like,
so he's saying what? He's written every single song from every single project he's ever done in his life?
Nobody writes shit,
I doubt it.
Man. Nobody writing
doubt
shit.
That.
Look at Cardi B. Nobody writing shit, man. She don't write none of that shit.
Nobody. I'm just saying, like, it, but, like...
Not nobody, but... There's going to be a point in time, I'm not saying this is everybody, but there will be a point in time when certain things are presented to you and you will take it based off the success that you think it'll bring. So you can say, I feel like any and everybody at one point in time, not saying they used it or took it, has gotten written for.
It doesn't matter.
But my thing is, at the end of the day, it's delivery, right? Yeah. You're paid to do a job. You're an entertainer. It's about your delivery. Can you perform it? Can you make people believe in it? That's what it is. That's what you are as an artist.
Why we don't get on the comedians like this?
Well, yeah, people write jokes too.
You know what I'm saying? Why we don't get on the comedian?
Because I know a lot of people write. I know that Kevin Hart said a lot of people write his.
So what's the bottom?
What's the difference?
The bottom line is the end product when it comes to
and that's what I'm saying. Right?
You know what I mean? Like
did
the bottom line
it?
is you didn't make the
choreography, right?
But you got there, but you hit it better than the motherfucker that did.
Right.
You could execute it better than execute.
That's what I was saying. It's all about execution,
so
right?
Take the shot. You know what I'm saying? You ain't draw the play, but you can execute the play.
It's a fact.
Take the shot.
Football players, basketball players, y'all not making the plays, right? The coach is making the plays. It's your job to execute.
I agree. Fuck it. But I look at it like this. Sometimes in music in general, like you need that aggression.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You need that aggression. Like, yo, I'm the hardest nigga out. Like, fuck this nigga that's making this pop, 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 poop, poop, poop shit. Right? You need that. Like, cause that draws like the guys that like me, like music like that. Like, oh shit, I like that. That shit. I like when you getting on them like weak niggas.
It's all good. It's all
good.
Like it's all good. Like it's all good.
Right.
Like pop, don't pop.
Whatever it takes to get to the end.
But that's crazy because I think niggas that sell their soul though. That's what I'm saying.
People have been doing it for a long time
sell your soul?
though.
Like,
for the
stop
right
selling
amount,
your
people
soul.
are gonna do whatever they gotta do, and that's what they
brother.
say. Like for the right amount, niggas will always sell their soul. Not always, but most.
I know I wouldn't, man.
They'll do anything to get on top, to get to the next level.
What about you, man? You say nah? You want to say your song?
For the right price.
Look at him. He said, I don't think so.
No.
Me?
What are the numbers?
No. It's a lot of things that, like, when it comes to things that people do, I still don't understand it. Like, I could never, money or how people treat each other, like, I'm always about morals. Like, you know what I'm saying? I told my dad the other day, I'm like, dang, Dad, why you raise me like this, man? Like, I could have a Bentley, I could have this, but I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just take it away for 1 second.
Okay. Take it.
When we talking about this, right? Selling your soul. Because to answer the question, you know, honestly, I did it a long time ago, I guess, right? Because if you do something that you kind of regret, or you do something that you know you shouldn't have did, you was wrong.
Right.
So what's the difference with any other thing that was done that was wrong?
Exactly.
Like, what's the difference whether you sold 2% of your soul or 50% of your soul? Or whether you lied, or whether you stole something out your mother's purse, whether you cheated on your boyfriend when you know, or your girlfriend, or whatever the fuck it was.
Exactly.
You sold your soul.
Wrong is wrong.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, I'm not, would I do that shit that you talking about? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you look at it
bigger
on
spectrum.
a big spectrum,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Who could call anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know what I wouldn't do, you know what I'm saying? But who's to say that, you know, coming from wherever a motherfucker's coming from, pardon me, that's not their culture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a part of the culture.
That's a valid
to sell
point.
yourself.
You know what I mean?
Nah, that's how it is though. Like you like it's a lot of niggas that probably would sell their soul for that almighty dollar.
That's
lot.
That's pop culture.
A lot.
And that's and pop culture is American culture.
Yes.
Exactly. There you go.
Because America ain't got no culture.
Mainstream. I always say that too.
Say what?
America has no culture. Like,
Wow.
not really culture.
Because everybody's an
bring it-
American from different countries, from different places.
America has no culture. Whatever's popular
It's a melting pot.
is the culture.
So you're getting stuff from every other place getting put together to make it what it is.
I think that's how you're supposed to do it, though. It's supposed to be a melting pot.
I mean,
am I right or wrong?
But culture is like culture. Like,
Culture.
I understand what y'all saying. Like West Indians, they have culture. Asian people have
their culture.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Africans have their culture, but America is kind of like just segregated in their own ways, and then they want to be together in another way.
And then you have cultural appropriation where
Yeah.
the Americans want to take what we have and put their name on it. Right? That's not their culture.
I guess I'm American, so I'm gonna say
All right.
well, not.
I'm just saying, okay.
Nah, like I'm just
When
saying.
you think of America, what do you think of?
we actually no. Americans do take different things from different cultures,
Right.
and I think that's what's good about being in America. Is like you able to have that experience.
Right.
Like I can go somewhere and get this type of this and get this. I can go somewhere and get this. I'm
It's a
fine with
melting
that.
pot.
It's all good.
Just like you can come and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go get some fried chicken from this nigga house." You know what I'm saying? Like, get some deep fried
That's the
catfish
fried
out this motherfucker.
chicken.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just different.
Right.
It's just a different thing, right? It, like even in music though, going back to music, like it's just music is a melting pot,
Right.
right? Like you have different artists,
From
all these
different-
artists and from different.
For different states,
Different
different
states,
walks
right?
of life, different whatever.
And only the hottest nigga will pop. Why is that? Why not the fucking the nigga that's like you look at it
because at the end of the day, stuff has to be able to be mainstream.
Wait,
to
what
a
do you-
certain
wait,
point.
But do you do y'all feel like music like
What are you
artist,
just saying that everybody should be able to shine? Is that what
I
you're
feel
saying?
like everybody should be able
But
to
it's
shine.
never going to be like that. It's always going to be
Yeah,
the best of the best, or what
sports,
people
yeah.
consider to be the best. Why? Because it comes down to numbers. What can make the numbers? What is going to be able to be mainstream that everybody can listen to, or you know what I mean?
When you're dealing with business. When
Yeah,
you're dealing with business.
yeah, of course, yeah.
That's the way it has to be when
Right.
you're dealing with business.
It's always going to boil down to numbers.
Numbers is the most important thing, right?
I mean, we have local artists everywhere, right?
They're not. They're,
We don't know that. We don't all see them though.
I feel
They're
like
not
when it comes to music and everybody should shine, a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to have a hit. Like regardless of 6ix9ine, and people may be like, "Oh, he ain't this." It's so hard to actually become to be on mainstream. Like,
But you know what's funny is that, and this goes back like a couple weeks ago. I was on the train and there was this girl. She had a whole bag and she was singing, and after she finished, I was like, all right. I said, Miss, I said, do you really love to do this? Like, because if you really love it and you have a passion for it, and you'll go to classes, because her voice was horrible. And I told her, I said, listen, I said, your voice is horrible.
Going somewhere completely different. Okay.
I said, your voice is horrible, and you need that. And I think a lot of artists are afraid of, like,
hone in on your craft.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I think you're afraid of that. And as an artist in artist development, like, you have to give constructive criticism all the time. How hard is that? Like, because sometimes people are like, oh, nah, chill. Like, this is my work. Like, I'm fine with it doing it this way, but you on the outside looking in. Like, how do they gravitate to your perspective?
Anybody that's it doesn't matter who it is. Like, you know, when there's it may be received the wrong way, it may not, you know, but for the most part, I don't run into a lot of issues where people take, you know, what I tell them the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it's my approach. I don't know, you know, but I don't run into situations like that. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a clash if it's constructive.
Yeah.
You know, if your criticism is constructive, like, you know, if a person, like, it just shows a certain level of not being ready yet or not getting it if you are getting offended at constructive criticism. You know, you just didn't reach, this is an artist who hasn't reached that point yet. You know?
Get the Ciroc, because I want some Ciroc.
Bring in the drink.
Ciroc. You got the Ciroc?
So
It was an accident on the FDR. Just quick note, accident on the FDR. So he's gonna be late. So we're gonna drink the Ciroc now.
with our delivery?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened with deliveries.
It's cool.
That's what happened with deliveries. Things happen.
Yeah.
As the guest, you can be the first person to open a drink.
Yeah.
We don't tap bottles. I was about to say we don't tap that no more.
I thought you were
That's
going
Brooklyn?
to
He did.
open it. Here, you're going to hold
my
it. I'll
God.
tap it.
All right.
Tap.
All right, we tap. Damn, this remind me of those days I was on the outside. In a different lane.
Different life.
Shout out to Ciroc.
Shout out to Ciroc. You know they got the new drink.
What?
Just tap it.
Why?
Oh, shit.
That's a Muslim? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put-
Right. I was just like, is he being shady?
No.
I got you.
It's all good.
Yo, it's crazy.
Shout out to
Thing is,
Ramadan.
Where's the cups?
he's on Ramadan, right? So we went out of town yesterday, and so I'm just like we on the bus, I'm eating cup of noodles in front of him. He just like, just give me some
yeah,
Cheetos
it's
so
the
when the
fast,
bell
right?
go off, I can just eat them right away. And like, it's to a point where one fell on the floor when he got to eat. He was like, I don't care. This tastes like chicken. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh my goodness, that's
bro.
hilarious.
They have to
Ramadan
what
is
fast
good.
during
Yeah,
for the day,
but
right?
the summertime is the worst time because it's the sun is up all day and
Oh,
night.
they have to wait till.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's crazy.
No, definitely.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Get a cup.
Hey, oh yeah, where's the
cups at?
the
So
cups?
we can.
Oh yeah, where's
Oh, I got the cup. My bad. I'm slipping.
I don't. Oh, you got the cups.
Cups.
Shout out to Prep Manager. We always get our cups from them.
Yeah, you sure do.
They have no problem giving us
You know
cups.
what time it is.
It's alright.
Ciroc, pineapple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So as we crack this Ciroc open already and pour out. Oh, she's gonna pour it for you. That's nice.
No, I thought it was hers. I don't know why I thought it was something on the stop.
Thank you. That's good. Huh?
Water, too?
No, just my own water.
You didn't want
Oh, you pouring. You pour some?
Oh, yeah, I'm Gucci.
He got one. He got.
Shit, I guess I didn't get none yet.
Right here. This one mine.
Damn, I should drink the whole bottle.
Wait, what? No, this one. Where's mine?
Right here. Give me that one.
Y'all seen that new video about to drop?
Oh yeah, the launch party is on
Yeah, he
Monday
about to
night.
Oh.
dropping the cognac.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ciroc.
That's what I want to try that one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I thought you. Oh, you had poured for him. Oh, okay. I was.
I think he's gonna drop his BET weekend.
Can I see this? Bottle?
All right, so we was talking about before we got.
Sorry, we got sidetracked.
That's what's wrong with black folks. Black folks
Right.
get sidetracked. Here, the liquor, they just go
Liquor.
left.
But all right. So
Bianca has a
back to the
question.
talent managing. What are 3 things you would say is key for an artist to flourish?
First off, you gotta be dedicated.
Okay.
You
Dedication.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta be dedicated. You have to be very persistent, and you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Persistent and consistent.
Yeah.
That's what I say to a lot of like artists or people in general. Was why I don't know if you guys seen on Netflix. It's a movie called The Founder, and it's about how McDonald's actually went about how, you know, and it's so good because the whole
Kevin
time,
laughing like, what the hell?
no,
You saw it? You
because
seen
might
it?
You seen it? Yeah. So the whole, I'm not trying to give it away, but it's basically it's about the
Give it
guy
away.
that you think founded McDonald's, but he actually didn't he stole the idea. They already had a McDonald's, and he understood how to do the business so much that he took their
make it his
idea,
own.
and then eventually he put on his business card founder. Like, he just took it from them. So it was like, he basically said everybody in the world, the most common thing in the world is talent. Like, everybody's talented in their own ways, but the key thing is consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to be more better than the person and just keep going at,
Right.
you know, because he was selling milkshakes, like milkshake crazy things, and he took their idea. So everybody be like, oh, that he stole that from this, or Drake, it was somebody before Bryson Tiller or people like that. But no, they just were more consistent and they were better than
About
you
making
at
it
it.
your own.
Nobody does want
It's
that.
about
Like,
making
nobody's a
your
founder,
own.
like-
That's the thing.
If there's no comparison, then it's trash. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when
That's
you go
true.
to the store, you know what I mean? Like, if there is nothing to
Compare
compare
it to,
something
right.
to, you not fucking with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
Like, so, like, that's just the way it is. Like, there's, like, different selection of tires. There are different selection of cars.
Right.
There are different selections of
bitches.
everything. So what you did it first.
Said bitches?
I said bitches.
Yeah. No, that's a super fact.
Right.
But Henry Ford, all right, so what? You know what I'm saying? So what? Mercedes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Mercedes, so what? You know what I'm saying? Rolls Royce.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? Like, all right, so what you was first?
But now I came and I did this better.
So what? Like, and be in order, and all right, and thank you for being first. Because, like, there's always that little kid that's gonna be faster and better than you. And he's going to see you doing it, and he's going to understand. And when he comes up, he's going to come up with a better mind
Exactly.
than you, because you didn't have that to look at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
That
what-
you're
what's-
like the guideline now.
What's funny, what she was saying is that, and you saying too, like, I think you can just, it's fine to, like, just take that. Like, now I'm the founder. Like, I can do that. I can, fuck it. Like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do?
Because the person
Are you
before
going to
didn't have
press
the
me?
tools.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, I have all, like you said.
Some East New York shit like that.
Shout out to East New York.
But sometimes people lack the knowledge. I
what I'm
guarantee
saying-
you, if the first people that had it, right, the first people who did the McDonald's, whatever, if they had the tools and the knowledge to know how to make it their own, that could have never happened. Right?
It wouldn't have happened, but it happened. And what are you going to do?
God.
Like, now what are you...
Sometimes it's a lack of knowledge.
What can you do? What can you do? That wasn't your plan. If it was your plan, it would have been
It
your
would have been
plan.
your plan, right?
You feel me? Your plan was
I'ma just put
what
this
it
out
was. And like, you mad at me because now off of that I created a plan?
Now you watching me grow.
You feel me? Like, so that's like, what's your plan? Like, and if you can't elevate, like, and if you can't scale out, then that's on you. Like, if you can only bring it here, and then that's your scale out, then that's
That's
you.
where it ends for you,
if
right?
you can't keep recreating and keep scaling, you know what I'm saying, and keep keeping up.
You got to keep elevating, man. You
All right,
can't.
like, then that's it.
So
That's
what's your
it.
plan for artist development? What's your plan? What's your plan for going forward, going up? How do you, like, continue to keep pushing artists and making sure artists?
Well, like I said, we scale out, like, and then, like I said, I'm always looking for that one, because the power's in the youth.
True.
You know what I'm saying? When I started doing this, we was 15 and 16 years old.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and doing things and doing powerful things, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, a few of my peers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that were just a few years older than me, like, you know, were like, are the legends of this era, like, are the greatest to ever do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these were like kids.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start. Got to start from somewhere.
Well, that's where it is. The power is in the youth. It's nowhere else.
Yeah.
So where do you go to scout them out?
Like,
Is it stay in your
they're
hood,
there.
or
No,
do you
they're
go, like, you know what I
there.
mean?
Like,
do you go to...
the world is so small right now because of this.
Yeah, very true.
I'm everywhere in the world. Like, right now, there's nothing that I can't be in tune with. You know, there's nothing that I can't tune in with right now.
So who's your favorite artist right now?
Top three.
Meek.
I don't.
Stop it with
She
me.
just jumped to me.
Top three.
I'll be honest.
Oh, you
with
can't say Whitney Houston because I got Whitney Houston.
Oh, Whitney. Yes, I
Shout out to
repeat
Coke
that.
Knows
Yes,
Whitney
Whitney.
Houston.
No,
she did crack,
I need
right?
me one. It's all right.
You know she
That
did
doesn't
crack.
dispute the fact that she was a legend of her time. Her
Go
talent
ahead.
is her talent.
top three.
I don't.
Top
I really,
five.
I don't because like
You
I
don't have any, or you don't. What?
I don't have any because I don't
Okay.
rate it like that. Like, I don't rate art that way, and I don't rate
Okay.
artists that way.
Okay.
You know, I really kind of appreciate them all because their willingness to express.
So you don't listen to one over the other more.
I mean,
like, if we go in your house right now, we go in your
Oh,
car right
well,
now.
you
What
know-
what is like on constant replay for you? What is?
To be honest, I'm gonna keep it a band with you.
What?
Billy Idol right now.
That's what you're listening to right
yeah, I'm gonna keep it a band with you.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Like, to be honest.
All right.
I was
like,
We took it in.
This is you being honest,
Billy
right?
Idol, and then what else? Yeah. So because
Okay, somebody's phone is on. Not in airplane mode, but that's all right. But nah, God, Billy Idol.
yeah,
That's what you listen to.
Yeah, no, well, because I listen because, like I said, I listen to all types of music.
You got to listen to all genres though.
And I listen to
Of course, but what you do.
I appreciate it all. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you know, that's why I can't really get into, you know, when people like say that this artist should do this type of music, or like artists should hold on to what the artists back then were doing or whatever, because why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because it's an expression. Just like when artists paint pictures. You know what I'm saying? It's still art. Like, that's the same thing as rap. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And so they, you know, you had some artists like, you know, 25, 30 years ago telling Basquiat he was mumble rap.
Crazy.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I don't really do it that way. Like, if it comes my way,
Yeah.
and like the rhythm is good and I fuck with it, I'm fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them I might not get. Like, some pictures I might not understand. Like, or something might come into my ear and I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't really vibe it a lot, but whatever comes my way, and most of it I do get, I'm fucking with it.
So what artists right now are you like up and coming that you like?
You ain't hear what he just
I like,
said.
you know what?
He
All right, but I'm
just
fucking with
went off.
Gunna. I like him more. Gunna.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Little Baby.
Gotta be somebody.
Little Baby.
Gotta be
Baby.
somebody.
I didn't hear his
Baby.
project.
Like-
I
Yeah,
heard
it's the
it's
good-
dope. I haven't heard
Lil
Lil
Baby.
Baby. I haven't heard it
Who?
though.
All right, how about this? I'll go. So number one, you
Baby.
know, top five right now. I would say
five right now.
Meek. I say Big
What?
Sean. Wait, we talking about rappers, or we talking about just in general?
general.
I mean,
We're
I
doing
like
general.
I like a lot of artists. I like Sir. I like her. I like different. I'm
that.
different. Yeah, I'm
All that.
But as far as like rapping and things I listen to, I mean, Jeezy, he just retired. You know what I'm
You
saying?
said Jeezy retired.
Whatever.
Yeah, he retired. He said I retired.
He said it? When he said it?
Yes.
Womp, womp.
He
He'll be back.
retired.
His last album was dope though. I fuck with it.
He be back.
Yeah,
Last album
they
was
all.
Was it like Trust the Process? That's the last album, right?
Yeah.
He be
Alright.
back.
How was it? I didn't listen to it. Was it okay?
Jeezy always got that
No,
shit.
what was
Yeah.
I don't know.
It ain't. I was about to say the last album was what? The one with the
Snow-
black and white
Yeah,
cover.
For some reason,
That
it was
was my
like he was
shit.
just like he was. I feel like he was touring for it. Like he was just touring. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in tune in the whole Jeezy.
What do you think of state of music
retirement.
is right now overall? Do you think it's lacking? Do you think it's at its best? Do you think it's? What do you think?
It's what is it lacking? You know what? You know, it's everything is there. You can find everything if you search for it.
Different genre. Okay.
What
Every
is
artist
it-
brings
what
something
is it
different.
lacking?
I like the fact that R&B soul is like super in now.
It's coming
it's
back.
So like that's my favorite part. Like
What's her
all
name
of-
is dope. Ella May.
Oh yeah, LMA.
LMA is dope.
Is it me? But I just want
She's dope.
I just want Beanie to come back.
I love it. She's dope. She's out of. She's from London.
Like I
What
just
you
want
say?
Beanie. I just want Beanie Siegel to come back with his original
Beanie?
voice before he got shot.
I
I
mean,
like that Beanie Siegel. That Beanie
Like, you know,
Siegel was
like
dope. Like, he
sometimes,
was-
you know, so it, like,
was-
you know, Beanie was a machine. And
I love Beanie. Like
he, you know, sometimes machines don't hold up the
Mm-hmm.
same way. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy. It's like
it-
I feel like now we having
Like
like this
DMX. I love DMX back in the days. Look at him now.
cokehead, crackhead,
yo.
Look at him now.
I mean,
dopehead,
yeah.
basehead, some shit,
mean-
some head,
Doing some shit.
Ja Rule
jailhead.
tweeted, Ja Rule tweeted that he was the greatest. Or something.
I think that was like, was he trying to be funny?
think-
Like, he was trying to be funny.
DMX was the
Something
greatest?
else was going on. Something else
know
was
what it
going
was?
on around that time. and
I
then
think
put
he
that.
made a mistake.
I think he was trying to be funny.
I think he missed.
Like-
I
At a
think
point, early 2000s,
I think in
when
the-
Murder
He's
Inc.
doing
was
his
in,
thing.
everybody had their throne. Everybody
was
had
doing
their
his
time.
thing.
He was doing
He
his
did his
time
thing.
in the early 2000s. He was.
You
but
can't take
So
that
hold
from
on, what years was that again?
That was 18 years
It was
ago.
early 2000s.
That was 18 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that was like,
18 years
let's
ago.
note that part too.
Everybody
like, so-
had their point and
Bad
throne.
bitches that don't know they not bad no more.
like yeah.
Okay. That was so shady. Who don't know that they ain't popping no more?
Yo, I mean,
said Ja Rule.
and
Oh,
then you know,
That's crazy that you just said that. Like people that are born in 2000 are now 18. Like did anybody ever?
That's crazy, though.
Ja Rule, like I know it because like Empire Skating Rink was lit back then.
Lit.
Back then, yeah.
of course,
And Ja Rule records when them shits
Was
came
lit.
on,
all day. That was
Shanti.
all
Everybody
day.
was with it.
2000 and
Ashanti was the
2011.
summer. That
But
time,
look who he
Ashanti.
had on the platform. He had Shanti. He had all of these. He had Fat Joe.
Vita.
rocking
Y'all
him
want
a
to know
couple
something
times. Yeah.
funny? My when I went to college, his daughter was in my class, and every time she came in, everybody was like, "What I do on my baby?" She used to
like
get
shit like
so
that. Like it
That would
took,
get on
it
my
took
nerves.
things
Like,
to
y'all
like a
could shut
different
the fuck
level.
up. That would get on my nerves.
I think Ja Rule was making a mistake when he tweeted
I
that.
honestly feel like he was trying to be funny. I didn't take that seriously.
You gotta think where he was at a point.
I'm saying like if he would have said, "Yeah, I was the greatest between this time and some," I would have
Nobody's
like,
gonna really
"Alright."
put that.
It's like if you eat
But at the
steak
same
every
time,
day,
it's like,
you could go
isn't every artist supposed to have that mindset anyway, though?
I know broke niggas that used to be rich that still like I ain't going to fucking McDonald's. They don't realize you need to eat whatever you can get.
Yeah.
Shout out to those broke niggas, man.
Oh my God, no, thank you.
Shout them out, man. We wish them well.
Oh gosh.
Good luck with that.
But no, it's hard. Like the reason why I always talk about artists, like oh yeah. Also, J. Cole is definitely in my top.
So
He's incredible. But I'm saying it's very hard in this age where people like, oh, this person made chicken noodle soup and she fell off. But it's hard to even be in the industry.
No, that was what? Bianca? What was her name?
It's hard to be in the
Lil
industry
B?
for 3 years.
Lil B?
2 years. It's hard.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, a lot of these artists, but think about it. We can't even name 5 top artists, male rappers right now that's really been in the game. Like, consistent. It's hard now. Like, back in the day, we could
all the
always...
niggas
I mean, that's not true. That's
You
it
can
is
name
true.
5. You probably can't
name
name
5.
10.
Name 5.
Hold up, you know why?
Right
Right
Name
now,
5.
that's consistent on
Name
the radio.
3. How about
on the
3?
All right,
radio?
you see, then there we go. Because now...
What'd you say?
How many years?
No, at least 5 years. Like 5, like...
5 years a lot.
That's what I'm saying. No, but
Name
I'm
3,
saying...
sir.
No, I can't,
That's the best.
about
Like
to-
I'm saying,
Hold
that's
up. No,
consistent.
I
but
wanna hear it.
She's bringing dynamics.
Okay.
She said on the radio.
Okay.
And then this is, okay, that's on the radio. That's an aspect. All right, hold up. That's an aspect because we have certain artists who will probably graze that surface. You feel me? They'll graze the surface, but so what? They're still there if you search.
Right.
Joey Badass just grazes the surface of radio. You feel me? He's been around longer than 5 years, but
How long he's been around?
more like 7.
Like
7,
SZA,
8.
she just starting to get...
Don't come on radio at all.
Who?
Boozy badass.
No, he coming to radio in Baltimore.
No,
But you know what? That's more of a local thing.
But a
That's
local
like
thing.
a.
He's not from Baltimore.
I know, but I'm saying
that's
like
why I mentioned Joey
that's what I'm talking
Badass.
about. Mainstream. We're talking. Go ahead.
Radio don't really count.
No, but they're there.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about the quality artists are there. Like it's now at this point it's up to the consumers and the fans to know that.
And
Okay,
that's what I'm saying
okay,
when it
not
comes down
not
to
even
numbers.
not even radio.
They
I'm not
can be
saying
there.
this.
They
I'm
can be
talking
talented
about
as hell.
talking about artists right now. Like even we may not be that old, but we're saying the generation now. You have all these people. Oh yeah,
air?
but yeah, you have all these people right now that. I guess like when it comes to rappers, people may. I like what you said about being an artist and how you express yourself. But even on J. Cole's 1985 last song, when he's talking about Lil Pump, because a lot of people don't know that Lil Pump made a song about fuck J. Cole. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he was only talking about him though. I feel like he was speaking.
No, the song is called "Fuck J. Cole."
No. I'm talking about 1985.
Oh yeah.
I think he's addressing Lil Pump, but as well as all the new up and coming rappers as well.
But all right, like.
I think he's addressing all the up and coming.
I know that, but he said
rappers
the
too.
rapper that he said. Of course he is, but he's saying
he named-
specifically the rapper that dissed him. He was like, and I like the fact that J. Cole said about like all the things he wants good to happen to him, but at the end he's like, you know what? If you dissing me, you're not gonna make it. Like period, point blank. But that was like basically.
I don't know. He made it like he's successful already. Like
Who?
I'm sorry, Lil Pump.
I know,
not
but he
one
was saying that he's not gonna be. He
I
said
don't know any of his
it's a
songs.
trend.
Like,
His
listen.
music is a trend.
Oh,
But he's saying his music, what J. Cole was basically saying is his music is just a trend right now. After these kids
Yes.
grow up, we're
You
not
have to
going to
have
listen to
longevity.
Gucci
You have to
Gang.
have
You know what I'm
longevity.
saying?
I think a lot of this shit right now is just a trend though. Like,
need
am
longevity.
I the only one that feel the same way?
Made him being hot for 8 months might have made him more successful than some niggas.
But that's what J. Cole was saying in the beginning. He was like, yo, you making money. I'm glad you got out your mouth. Like, he's basically saying, like, I'm not going to say what you want me to say, but you can't say I'm old. He's like, I'm always going to be, kind of relevant. Like, I like J. Cole. I saw this video. J. Cole, it was going to
I went to
his...
school with him. He's dope.
J. Cole is dope, man.
He's dope because he's not your average rapping about
we
the typical
thought at a point
bullshit.
that Jay-Z will always be relevant.
What you said?
I said
Say that again?
We thought at a point that
Jay-Z would always be relevant.
You ask a little nigga like 14, 13.
Nah, they not gonna respect you. They rather listen to Lil Pump or Lil Yachty or one of these little niggas.
And I see that day now.
Because his
It took a
time
while.
has passed.
Yeah, it took a while, but
His
now
time-
that day is.
Jay is pushing 50.
you know what's
These
crazy?
18-year-olds don't want to hear that.
But Jay could come out with something right now. Jay
everybody's
could come
gonna
out
be
with something
on
right
it.
now, and that should be dope.
Everybody's going to be on it, but I feel like it's going to be mostly our generation.
I think
These younger kids,
they need to
they're
respect
not
these
understanding.
niggas, man.
444, do you think these 18-year-olds could really relate to that? They're not relating to marriage and kids and holding down your, you know what I mean, your business and progressing.
That rap is for the ones who are there because hip hop fans
faithful
are still
fans.
hip hop fans.
Right, of course.
And like 50-year-old niggas
They're
that don't
definitely
fuck
gonna,
with R&B
Of
like that,
course.
that don't fuck
That's
with rock and roll like
that's
that.
what they gravitate
need
towards.
444.
Of course.
You feel me? So that's why that's why I say the expressions all have to be there. You know what I'm saying? And hold on.
Okay.
And even in hip hop, like we don't need them niggas to stop. We don't need at no point.
At
we
all.
don't
feel
need
me?
them, but they will.
But you know, but
they shouldn't.
Jay-Z
They shouldn't.
Jay-Z is not.
Let me
He is
just let
relevant.
me just.
No,
let me-
he is relevant.
But hold on. Let me
That's
just
not-
lay something out there. Like, all right, if you got the Rolling Stones, right? If somebody was a diehard fan at that era when they came out, if they come out with a track right now or music right now, people will
of them will
people
jump
listen
on
to
it, of
and they will
course.
go on tour and do numbers,
Of
like
course.
because those are the hardcore fans. Those are the
right.
hardcore dudes that say, listen, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna be there every fucking day.
fun.
But what happens when they
But-
die out now?
They're
I
not
think-
gonna
no,
die out.
there's gonna
though,
be a point
because
where
they
so
don't
you're
die
tell-
out.
No, because
gonna
think
be
about
I was
point
watching
when
the
they die
documentary.
out.
Hold on, I was watching the
How many
documentary.
more albums do we think Jay-Z
Hold
got
on.
in him?
I was watching a documentary. Like, no lie, no funny shit. It was the Beach Boys. Like, they had a fucking sold out concert.
And
like,
it's younger people, like because they hold hold theirs up.
And that's what I'm.
Like the rock and
just like what
rollers
you just
They
said.
hold
hold
theirs
theirs
up.
up.
I
Like
agree
the
with
rock
that.
and rollers.
That's
I
how
agree
they keep.
with that.
That's how they
Led
keep
Zeppelin
them
could do
though.
a concert
agree
right now
with
and you'll
that.
see 19-year-olds
Exactly.
I
at
agree
a
with
Led
that.
Zeppelin
Ozzy
concert.
always wants
Do
to
we
do
do
the
that
same
though?
shit.
Does our
this is-
culture do that?
No, this
Nah, we
is-
don't do that
that's
shit.
why
That's
I
what's
said-
wrong with our culture.
What I'm saying.
That's what's
Many of
wrong
these
with the
young,
culture
young,
right
young
now.
kids
I mean, I
know
was
Biggie
going-
and Tupac. They know them, but are they listening to their music
but
right
this,
now?
this is the
Are
direction
they
that
you know what I mean?
I was trying to go
No.
to. I mean,
I still bump that. Fuck that. But I'm saying the younger generation.
I feel like-
that point is very valid.
I
They
feel
carry
like
their
Jay-Z-
people. They carry their culture over.
I feel like Jay-Z's gonna be relevant. Like I said, like even when his album. Yeah, well, regardless, because I feel like even when I went to his album release party, I went to his club. When I
Real
say it was
conversations.
literally a mile of a line just to get into his album release party. Boom. Then you have people like, and people may not listen to his music, but that's like Michael Jordan, for example. Let's just say Michael Jordan. These young kids, they never seen Michael Jordan play, but in their mind, they know that Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
No, hell no.
They know.
Nah, no. They think about LeBron.
Everybody's
They
talking
think
about LeBron.
Okay,
They
you
think
have-
like
you have
LeBron.
I feel
Michael-
like with Jordan,
You have
it's because
LeBron.
of the brand. It's because of the sneakers.
Right, but if you
That's
can
part of
do-
our culture.
Right.
I'm talking about Jay-Z. Like you're saying, okay, Jay-Z. I don't feel like Jay-Z will carry over. No. How many more albums does he have left in him? How many more?
First of all, his wife's
music-
Beyonce.
Of
So
course.
you're gonna-
That's his wife.
Hey.
Shut
We're
up,
talking
shut
about
up.
Jay. We're talking about Jay alone. Once he dies out, after he puts out this last album, it could be this one. 444 could be it. He might have another one after that. But I feel like once he stops, it stops. That's it for the Jay-Z era. You're not going to hear 12-year-olds, 13, 14-year-olds talking about Jay-Z. No, they're not. They're not. Biggie and Tupac. Who our 16-year-olds, are they listening to Biggie and Tupac?
Biggie
Our
and Tupac became rock and rollers, so rock and rollers they took them and
legacy
they
are-
Okay.
now they're handled by them.
Okay.
You feel me? So
Even still, I still don't feel like
Our
our
kind
younger.
still don't give a fuck
Yes,
about
I don't feel like our kind right
I
now.
said they've been transferred.
I know they're
Or they
transferred over
crossed
to. I see what you're saying.
You know,
Yes. Damn, y'all like going in. Y'all
You
like,
started it.
You started.
Right.
sometimes you gotta start. And I'm gonna finish it.
Shout out to Whitney.
Yes,
Shout out to Whitney.
Whitney.
Everybody think what was the other crazy one? It was
Who?
another crazy one.
Amy Winehouse?
No.
Tia Marie.
Who that died? Like,
No,
what
I
you
didn't die.
Who are we talking about?
Mariah Carey was better than Whitney Houston.
Absolutely not.
never.
But that's
You see, they battled.
I
They
said
and
people.
Whitney.
I said people think that. Like people who think that because those are diehard fans.
They're
right?
both
Diehard fans.
amazing
both
singers,
hard.
but they're different.
Like, am I just?
They
starting-
bring different things.
Am I just starting shit just?
I
for
think
the
you're
fun
just
of
you
it?
just love a beat. That's what it is.
I got a
He's
beat right now.
infatuated with the beat. I've never.
You never
no,
heard
no,
of that?
They did. That was
They had
definitely a
beef.
thing. That was definitely
They
that was
had
like a
beef.
behind the scenes thing. Like,
That's why when they made that Prince of Egypt song and they were singing together, Whitney was like singing over her.
I
And
was
Mariah was
singing.
like, yeah,
Shout out to Whitney.
yeah.
Cocaine and drugs on the table.
that battle, girl.
Drugs on the table. Listen,
Drugs on the table. Oh my
Drugs
god,
on the
y'all
table.
ain't shit.
all right.
Don't do that to the legend. Don't do that to her.
Give us your final thoughts and we could close this podcast. We appreciate you coming on, but give us your final thoughts on music.
Yeah, well, like,
Music.
My final thoughts on
Music.
on music.
And tell them where to follow. And tell them where to follow you. Also, tell them where to follow you at.
yes.
And
Oh,
tell
I'm
them the
at-
Your
management.
mentions.
SG60. I'm on Instagram at SG60, and that's where I dwell the most. You feel me? I don't really.
Oh, I like that. That's where I dwell.
Yeah, the most.
It's a dwelling point in my life when I dwell on Instagram.
And like my final thought is that the music is thriving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's thriving. Like, you know what I'm saying? We and at the end of the day, we should all search out the artists. You know, because they're there. You know what I'm saying? From Talib Kweli to Little Pump, they're there. Like,
Miss
you know,
Talib Kweli.
Why? He just dropped
And I was unaware.
He just, you see,
was unaware.
because we're not searching them out. And he did a show a few months ago at the Brooklyn Bowl. I went, like, it
Oh,
was
that's
great.
dope.
You know what I'm
See?
saying? Like, we gotta search the artists out.
But
Like,
that okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. But
And on
this
the
is what
final
I'm
thought,
saying.
she cut
I
you
know,
off.
because this is what I'm saying. We're saying we have to
get it.
search them out. But my thing, this goes back to numbers, because why is that not promoted?
It was promoted. We just
It was?
Yeah, it is. But we just have to. We have to do our parts.
All right.
We have to keep up with them.
I feel like it goes back to numbers because I have not heard anything about
We
it,
have to
especially
follow
on
the
social
artists.
media. I haven't heard
That's what
anything
my professor
about
said.
it.
My professor was telling me that he was like, y'all can't be, want to be journalists and artists, and you don't even pay for music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to artists, you have to, you want music to continue, you got to pay for it. You got to go,
What's it, $9.99?
$9.99. Apple Music,
It don't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like
Concert,
I just
anything.
do it. Like I just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
If it's somebody I really love, I will
just
pay
do
for it.
it,
I don't
like,
mind it. T.I. is one of my
just do
favorite
it.
artists. I would pay for every album T.I.
I wouldn't pay for it.
I wouldn't pay for it.
Albums that nobody knew about.
Yeah. Shout out to Kanye. Kanye
Yeah,
is
album
like
where he
dope.
was talking strictly about the civil rights movement.
Don't say shout out to Kanye right
Before
now.
we close, I think Kanye is like the dopest person
Kanye
around.
gets on my nerves. I'm sorry.
So-
It's a lot for me.
Dope ideas and don't know how to.
I feel like he doesn't know how to articulate.
He doesn't.
What
What
he
the
really
guy
wants
from
to
TMZ
say,
said? He said
and-
he's not thinking. So
Well, are we all thinking?
yes, yeah. What?
getting on my nerves.
Are you sure?
He tried to go deep and ask us if we're thinking.
Are you
Nigga,
thinking?
yes, I'm
Sorry,
thinking.
will you finish your final
Are you
thought?
thinking?
Finish your final thought. Finish your final thought.
I'm good.
I'm thinking.
Oh man,
I'm woke.
Listen,
God, thank you for coming.
we appreciate you coming on, man. Oh man, listen.
Cheers.
This is cheers. But this is
Cheers.
episode 37.
I think you counted. How I meant to hit you like, oh, he finally got it.
37.
37.
Counted
37.
it. He did. He
37.
Put the last one
Let's
was
count it.
36. Yep.
37. This is episode 37. Shout out to Melissa Ford.
That was random as hell. Where the fuck? What? All
Still sliding in your DM.
right.
She's sliding.
Responded, though.
She responded though.
She
This
did
is what
respond?
I'm. This is
What'd
what
she say?
we responded to. I'll tell you when we
Oh,
get off the air.
offline.
I'll tell you when we get off the air. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Real Conversations, episode 37.
Peace.